Hello, good morning. Happy Friday. Well, it's Friday. We know things happen. We had a little slip up with scheduling here, but it is okay because we made it work. So, welcome. Got several people joining us. I'm going to give it a moment before we kind of kick things off. Where is everyone joining from? Indicate it there in the chat. Okay, all right. So let's kick off our Friday morning coffee chat. I can't believe that we're here already through the month of May. Where has this time gone? When I think about where we are right now, being here at the end of the May. I have an echo. Sorry, Patty. Hello, good morning. Man, oh man, being that it's here the end of May, we're here about to celebrate Memorial Day weekend. Hello, Harry. Hi, Joseph. And thinking about, we're already here at Memorial Day weekend, it kind of causes me to reflect on what this weekend is all about and kind of linking it back to the work we do here at WZ. I have to share that I am so incredibly grateful to be present and contribute to those continued educational journeys of individuals serving in the public sector, or even those folks who are transitioning from public sector into the private sector. Those of you who know me, many of you may be or may not be aware that my husband and I are actively involved in an organization called Honor Flight. The mission of Honor Flight is to celebrate Americans' veterans. And there are my fur baby coworkers here with me this morning. The mission of Honor Flight really is to celebrate Americans' veterans by inviting them to share in a day of honor at our nation's memorials. Our vision here with Honor Flight is that Americans' veterans have the opportunity to experience the honor, gratitude, and the community of support that they absolutely deserve. I can share personally as a daughter, as a granddaughter, as a niece, as a sister-in-law, a friend, and even an advocate of the armed forces. I'm always pleasantly surprised when a complete stranger notices these folks wearing, for example, an armed forces baseball cap, and they say, "Thank you for your service." I myself have really come to the realization of just how special and impactful this very simple act of kindness can actually be. I can also share my Uncle Jimmy. So I have an Uncle Jimmy who is very near and dear to my heart. He served in Vietnam, and he recently shared with me that these comments didn't come about or didn't happen necessarily when he himself enlisted in the Army, nor for many years even afterwards. I've learned that service members were not always held in the highest of esteem after the Vietnam War. And I've learned the proper response for someone or I should say with someone who has taken the time to say thanks is, "It was an honor and a privilege," which countless vets have actually shared with me. It most certainly was. And I'm so grateful for all the opportunities I've had to hear of combat and non-combat stories. And the one consistent message I can share with you that I hear most often, or the common theme here when these folks share their stories, is that it was an overwhelmingly positive experience, for which I do truly believe it was for that particular individual. Many vets I support share stories of friends who paid the ultimate price for keeping our country free, and many of others have suffered and still suffer from great trauma suffered in combat. Their sacrifices, I recognize, far outweigh any inconveniences I may have experienced throughout my lifetime, and I absolutely recognize that it is for them our country should be most grateful. So please, I encourage you, please do keep saying thank you for your service, especially on this Memorial Day weekend. Now, I can also share that Memorial Day is still a little personal for me. Both my great-grandfather and great-grandmother served during World War II. Both survived the war and have now passed, but I'll certainly take a moment on Memorial Day to reflect, really just kind of upon their willingness to risk it all when our country was, in fact, in great peril. Another example here, my graduating class in high school included just about 118 students from my hometown. Unfortunately, the president of my high school class was killed during the invasion of Afghanistan. Another soldier from my hometown, who I got to know very well while working one summer job, was killed by friendly fire during that same conflict. In that particular example, his mother spent the rest of her life as an anti-war activist, and quite frankly, I couldn't blame her. Another one of my closest college pals, for example, was killed in a military aircraft he was piloting in Yemen. And I'll take a moment to remember the friends of my youth who served and were killed in service to our nation. Now, while we focus on the contributions and sacrifices of our military on Memorial Day, while enjoying the kickoff to the summer, maybe you've got a cold beer in one hand and a hamburger in the other, I absolutely think it's worth remembering those who served in other arenas. So, police officers, for example, have been subjected to all sorts of headwinds and challenges in the past few years. A large segment of society has effectively said, we don't want you to serve. And the results here have really been that fewer good women and men willing to sign up to join the police force. Now, for those who continue to serve, the job has become, I'd say, even more dangerous, and far too many police officers have given their lives in service to our communities. So with that, a prayer of thanksgiving on Memorial Day, I think is quite appropriate, kind of seems to me. And then last but not least, the doctors, the nurses, the first responders who have worked long and stressful hours, days, months, years to fight the COVID-19 plague also deserve a thank you as well. Some of those folks contracted the disease, some suffered horribly, and even some died while treating others. So again, I think Memorial Day is a good time to think about those folks as well. So this Memorial Day, in conclusion, I would suggest that we really do broaden our remembrances to include all those folks who risked and gave their lives for the rest of us to kind of live the good life. And to them, and to each one of you, I say thank you. Thank you so much for your service, sir or ma'am. So with that, I encourage you to have a great holiday weekend. Please do stay safe, and we'll see you next week, Friday, for another chat. Thanks. Have a great weekend.